Welcome to a courtroom where words become weapons, patience runs thin, and the law refuses to bend. This video brings you two separate court hearings that expose what happens when individuals attempt to challenge legal authority using confusion, defiance, and misunderstood legal theories. What unfolds is not just drama, it's a real-time lesson in how the justice system responds when courtroom rules are ignored. In the first hearing, a man charged with driving without a license and insurance refuses to recognize the court's authority. He questions jurisdiction, rejects a court-ordered competency evaluation, and repeatedly interrupts proceedings with circular arguments. As the judge tries to move the case forward, it becomes clear that this is no simple traffic matter. The charges are criminal, carrying the possibility of jail time, and the court must first determine whether the defendant is mentally fit to stand trial. Tension rises as cooperation breaks down, revealing how quickly defiance can derail a case. The second hearing shifts the tone even further. A different defendant stands accused of assault and violating a restraining order. Confident and argumentative, he claims double jeopardy, insisting he's being charged twice for the same act. The judge shuts down the argument, explaining that the charges are separate offenses under the law. But the real shock comes when past mistakes catch up to him. Unpaid fines from multiple prior cases surface, and within moments, the hearing ends with the defendant being taken into custody. Together, these hearings show a powerful truth: courtrooms are not places for internet legal theories or personal interpretations of the law. They are spaces governed by rules, procedures, and consequences. Watch closely, because every second of this video proves that when legal authority is challenged without understanding, reality hits hard, and fast.
Well, let's just go ahead. I don't know if you were listening in when we were talking about your case. As you know, we've been waiting for the doctors to talk with you to see whether or not you're able to go forward on this matter. And there is now a date set for your interview.
I don't understand. What am I meeting with a doctor for?
They need to ascertain whether you can understand the nature of the charges and whether you're able to assist your attorneys. It's a two-prong test. So that's what we've been waiting for.
I understand the nature. I'm trying to figure out the cause. You guys never tell me.
Figure out what?
I understand the nature of this case. I'm trying to figure out the cause of this case. Like, what are we here for?
Well, you've been charged with the criminal offense of driving while your license is suspended in the 3rd degree and operating a vehicle without the required ignition interlock device. Those are the charges.
I've never had a license for you to suspend.
So, sir, please stop talking about the facts of the case. This is your attorney.
Who?
This is Sean Parent, one of your attorneys. So please don't talk about the facts of the case.
Well, I'm not denying any of the facts. I'm just letting you know I'm letting you know what I understand is what I'm saying. She asked me if I understand, and I'm trying to answer the question. I'm letting her know what I understand. And I'm trying to figure out what's making me, what are you trying to call it? Incompetent? Is that what you're trying to say I am?
Yes, there's legal competency, and it's two prongs, whether you can understand the nature of the charges and whether you're able to assist. So right now, there's a question about whether you are able to proceed, and that's why we're having the doctors talk to you. That's
why can't I just ask the judge? Like, what?
Well, I am the judge, and I need those doctors to give me their opinion when they review your records and speak to you, and then we'll get a report back. So now you're finally being interviewed.
So I'm trying to get the answers from you. Like I'm in here talking to you.
And I'm telling you that you need to speak to these doctors on April 24th at 9 a.m.
And why do I need to talk to a doctor? I'm still not understanding. Like, I'm trying to figure out why are we really?
Because you're charged with the crime, and I need to make sure that you are legally competent to proceed in this matter.
What is the name of the crime?
I told you it's driving while license suspended, 3rd degree, and operating a vehicle without an ignition interlock device.
Is there any injured parties? Is there somebody willing to go on the stand and say that I actually committed a crime? Who has a claim against me? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to settle the matter. I'm not arguing the facts.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to take care of this and give
And
you
we
guys what you
cannot
want to give me.
proceed while your ability to understand the nature of the charges and to assist your
I-
attorney is at issue. We cannot
we're
proceed.
we're
So
wasting
we're
time
in this
here because I could
status,
just ask you. That's what I'm
and I'm
saying.
telling you right now. So the next hearing will be hopefully with a report in hand. You will have had your interview on April 24th at 9 a.m. Mr. Parent, you know where he would be going for that?
I'm not sure if it's going to be at the Shoreline Courthouse or down at our office in Kent, or possibly at the courthouse in Kent. Kind of depends on where he lives.
You have good contact with Mr. Richard?
Yeah, we have a good phone number for him.
Okay.
So we will be able to keep in touch with him.
Okay, so Mr. Richard, they're going to meet with you on the 24th.
Hell,
And would it take about a week or two, Mr. Parent,
are
do you
they
think
gonna
to get a report
come
back?
meet somewhere or something? Like what are they about to do?
Let's have him return on May 6th.
Well, like I said, you don't have my consent.
Actually,
to
May
send
1.
me to
Let's
a
do May
doctor.
1.
So I don't know why you think I have to go see a doctor when I could just ask you all the questions that's stopping us from going forward. I told you I'm trying to settle the matter. I don't know what's going on.
Right. We keep trying to explain that to you, Mr. Richard. The reason is you're going to have to talk to these doctors and we'll get some additional information.
All right,
So
cool.
your
Okay,
next
well,
hearing will be
has there
on
been
May 1st.
has there been a guilty plea that has been put into record?
No, we can't do that because we have to determine whether or not you're able to proceed in this case.
So there is no plea that's been put in filed,
There's a plea of not guilty that's been entered.
and who put that in?
You had a first appearance and you are unable to plead guilty. So a not guilty plea has been entered on your behalf and we are waiting to have the doctors talk to you. And
How
this has
can
been going on for quite some time, Mr. Richard.
How can somebody put a plea in for me? That makes no sense. Doesn't the attorney have to do what I ask them to do, or they're acting in dishonor if
Well,
they don't do what I tell them to do?
All of this confusion that's going on right now is many examples of why we need this evaluation to take place. So
No,
I
how?
need you, we're going to
Because I
end
have
your
questions
hearing,
for the judge?
Mr. Richard. I'm going to conclude this hearing. I believe that we need a report from the doctors based upon your answers, and this has been going on for
I just
quite some
told you, like,
time.
I'm not denying any of the facts. So why do we need to see a doctor? Can I just pay for can I just settle the fines that you have in
there's
this case?
a
Can I
criminal
just do that
charge
and
with
get this over
jail.
with? Huh?
All right, so
What'd you say?
it's a criminal charge with jail. It's not just paying a fine, Mr. Richard. So we are going to set this over. May 1st will be the next date you come back to court. And I will
Well,
ask that you follow through and attend that evaluation on April 24th.
you just
And
told me
that
this was
Mr.
criminal,
Parent
right?
is going to make sure you know where you need to go.
But you just told me this was criminal, right? So why can't I just settle the fines?
Because criminal is not about fines. It's about jail time as well. So.
And why does somebody get jail time for something that they never had? I've never had a driver's license.
Mhm. Okay, so we are done with your case today, Mr. Richard. Thank you. We'll get that date out to you.
Well, you don't have my consent, so like I said, I don't know what you think I'm.
All right.
Mr. Chris, the allegation is that on or about March 29th, you assaulted Michael Kurth in Three Rivers. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. How do you plead to that charge?
Before I plead, I'd like to have it put on the record that they're, for the alleged actions, they're trying to charge me twice. They're trying to charge me with an assault and battery as well as violating a restraining order for the same actions.
Well, they can do that.
Why?
It's two different things.
But it's the same action. Isn't that double jeopardy?
No. let's say you have a trespass order and you're not supposed to trespass on a piece of property, and you enter into the property and punch somebody, well, they can charge you with trespassing and the assault. So I'm assuming you wish to plead not guilty then?
But that's violating two different laws. I supposedly violated with the same action. It wasn't two different things. They're trying to charge me with the same action for two different cases. That's not, I mean.
All right, well, if you want a lawyer, I'll get you one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, I didn't do anything anyways, but from what they said, that from the affidavit that they gave me, the action.
Who has the which judge has the restraining order?
Patterson. I have not arraignment. I mean, I guess it'd be a preliminary exam conference tomorrow morning with him. Because they're saying I violated the restraining order by assaulting him.
Okay, well, all right, we'll sort that out. Set attorney pretrial for July 12th, 2024. Mr. Chris owes $1,175 worth of unpaid fines and costs. He has a controlled substance case from 2021 where he owes $175. He has a defective equipment case where he owes $125. He has a previous assault and battery, 221627, where he owes $275. He has disturbing the peace where he got the minimum fine of $125. He hasn't paid that. 222147. And he has a felony resisting and obstructing reduced to a misdemeanor attempted resisting and obstructing. He owes $475 and he hasn't paid anything on that. So why don't you please take Mr. Christ into custody?
Can we please talk about this?
Yeah, you go back into jail and
I have my vehicle outside and stuff though.
Yeah, okay, you go back here and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Today?
Yeah, right now. You're going into lockup.
No, are you going to talk to me today?
Yeah. You keep getting charged with assault crimes and then you don't pay any of the fine. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Courtrooms are meant to be spaces of order, rules, and reason, but sometimes reality turns them into arenas of conflict, confusion, and confrontation. This video captures two intense courtroom hearings where individuals test the limits of the legal system, challenging authority, questioning procedures, and discovering firsthand the consequences of defiance. From repeated challenges to jurisdiction to unresolved fines catching up to a defendant, these hearings reveal the stark tension between personal belief and established law. The first hearing begins with a man facing charges for driving without a license and insurance. On paper, it seems straightforward. But this defendant approaches the courtroom with a mindset that will immediately complicate the process. He questions the court's authority, refuses to accept standard procedures, and repeatedly challenges the necessity of a competency evaluation. The judge, calm but firm, explains that the evaluation is a critical step to determine whether he can understand and participate in the legal proceedings. This is not optional, the judge emphasizes, because these are criminal charges carrying potential jail time. Despite these explanations, the defendant continues to resist. He refuses to turn on his camera during the virtual hearing, challenges the validity of the evaluation, and repeatedly circles back to questions of jurisdiction and authority. Every interaction highlights the tension between defiance and procedure, as the courtroom struggles to maintain order while ensuring legal requirements are met. It becomes clear that misunderstanding or outright rejection of the law cannot stop the system. The judge maintains control, patiently navigating the interruptions and insisting on compliance, demonstrating how procedure protects both the court and the defendant. As the hearing progresses, the situation grows more tense. The defendant's repeated refusals to cooperate delay the case, but they also reveal the critical importance of courtroom rules. The judge explains that the charges are serious, that fines alone do not resolve criminal liability, and that the competency evaluation is essential for justice to proceed. Each question, each objection, and each attempt to challenge authority demonstrates how quickly a courtroom can spiral when procedure is ignored. And yet, through patience and firm enforcement, the court ensures that justice is not derailed. In the second hearing, the stakes become even more immediate. A different defendant faces assault charges and accusations of violating a restraining order. From the outset, he attempts to argue double jeopardy, insisting that he is being charged twice for the same offense. The judge carefully explains that these are separate violations, each with its own legal implications. The defendant's misunderstanding, or refusal to accept the distinction, adds tension, creating a courtroom atmosphere filled with argument and clarification. The judge then uncovers a history of unpaid fines and prior offenses totaling over $1,000, including charges for controlled substances, defective equipment, assault and battery, disturbing the peace, and resisting law enforcement. These past issues quickly compound the current charges, demonstrating how neglecting responsibilities can escalate consequences. Within minutes, the court orders the defendant into custody, turning a dispute over interpretation into a clear lesson in accountability. Together, these hearings illustrate two sides of courtroom drama, one driven by ideological defiance, the other by unresolved responsibilities. In both cases, the law is impartial. It does not bend to belief, argument, or misunderstanding. It operates through rules and procedures designed to ensure fairness and accountability. When those rules are challenged, the courtroom responds with clarity and authority. Watching these proceedings, one sees the consequences of ignoring or misunderstanding legal processes. Defiance may create tension, but it cannot prevent the law from moving forward. Misinterpretation of rights may provoke argument, but it does not change the outcome. And previous failures to comply with the law, whether unpaid fines or ignored charges, always resurface, often at the most inconvenient moment for the defendant. The first defendant's refusal to participate fully in the competency evaluation demonstrates how defiance can stall justice, while the second defendant's prior offenses show how unresolved issues can accelerate consequences. Both cases converge on a central truth: courts are not forums for personal legal theories. They are spaces governed by rules, procedures, and outcomes that demand respect and compliance. As the hearings unfold, the tension between personal belief and legal authority becomes undeniable. Repeated questions, objections, and arguments reveal the limits of defiance when faced with a system built on clarity and procedure. The judge's responses are measured but firm, illustrating how patience and adherence to process maintain order even in the most chaotic moments. These hearings also highlight the importance of understanding the law. Many of the arguments presented by the defendants reflect common misconceptions, yet the courtroom operates independently of those beliefs. Legal authority is not dependent on agreement or understanding. It functions according to established procedures designed to protect both the defendant and the integrity of the system. The outcomes in these cases are striking. One defendant faces delays and the possibility of further consequences for refusing to comply with evaluations and procedures. The other is taken into custody for unpaid fines and past offenses, proving that the system tracks accountability across cases and over time. Both situations emphasize that consequences are unavoidable when legal requirements are ignored, misunderstood, or rejected. Throughout the video, the contrast between defiance and responsibility becomes a powerful lesson. Defiance may create dramatic moments, but responsibility determines outcomes. Misinterpretation may provoke argument, but clarity prevails. And when the system requires resolution, the law is inescapable. By observing these hearings, viewer witness firsthand how courts handle resistance, confusion, and challenges to authority. The patience, firmness, and procedural clarity of the judges provide a roadmap for how the system functions even under pressure. Every question, every objection, and every delay is met with responses rooted in law, not opinion or convenience. Ultimately, these hearings serve as cautionary tales. They demonstrate that personal beliefs, internet-based legal theories, and resistance cannot override established authority. They illustrate that accountability is not optional, that procedure matters, and that the consequences of ignoring the law are swift, tangible, and sometimes unavoidable. These two courtroom stories, while separate, converge to deliver a universal message: respect for legal authority is essential. Understanding procedures is critical. Ignoring responsibilities carries immediate and lasting consequences. The tension, drama, and clarity of these hearings provide both entertainment and a stark lesson in how the legal system operates, making this a gripping, real-world study of law, authority, and accountability.